Hey everybody, it's Kim Hawk, and I'm known as YouTube's fairy godmother of real estate. And I am in the town that Disney built. We're in the Near Disney YouTube studio. And I just wanted to let you know we just came back very quickly because I wanted to make sure that we got to go visit Frank because he has the grand opening of the Celebration Brewing Company today. So if you haven't had a chance, you might want to jump out there and check it out. So we quickly had gone to the area, did a little video kind of stuff because there's something that was kind of special, very special, I think, of Frank, the owner. We had talked about in the early days because it takes years, guys, in order for people to create their own business like this. And years ago, Frank and I talked about wouldn't it be cool if there was a Bibbidi Bobbidi beer, and he asked me what would I think that would be great in that. And so I said, oh, probably an ale. And wouldn't it be cool if it was somehow magical and stuff like that? Well, don't you know, tonight he surprised me and I got to try it for the first time. So I'm going to show you a little bit later on in this video, the Celebration Brewing Company, what our experience was. And like I said, forgive me, it's not a polished video because Rod and I basically ran there because we knew it was today. We wanted to make sure we got some footage on there, but I will go back with Dee, our YouTube producer, and do something that's more formal. They had a soft opening a couple months ago, but today is the official opening of the Celebration Brewing Company. But before we go any further, let me do our intro for information on Celebration.
Information on Celebration.
So where's everybody watching from? I know over the course of the week, because we'll find that probably about 1,500 people will check in every week with us. And many of you live in Celebration because you know what we do every Monday night at 7 p.m. And I wanted to say thank you to Elijah Lewis, the Prince of Real Estate, who sat in this chair for me for the last 2 weeks so that I could go out to California with my husband and spend some quality time with him when he was at a conference. And I got to see some very dear friends of mine from Hillsong, got to sing with the Hillsong crew out in San Francisco, got to learn a lot about some AI stuff that is happening in California. And so anyway, it was just a lot going on. And it's so wonderful when you have a team of people that you can leave and things are taken very well care of. So thank you once again to Elijah for that. What we do, you guys, if you don't mind, let me know where you're watching from. Some of you are watching from outside of Celebration, trying to decide if you think this is a place that you might want to live. And if you do, my telephone number is right here, 407-808-9845. Love to answer any of your questions. Be more than happy to put you in touch with some of my realtors. They have a show on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. as well. They do the 25-mile radius around Cinderella's Castle. Very much experts in that area. And then on Fridays, we do an evergreen video. We have over 600 videos on the Near Disney YouTube channel. And I want to encourage everybody that Celebration specific, please, we are creating a new YouTube channel. It's called the symbol at Living in Celebration. The symbol at Living in Celebration. I really like you to subscribe and like to that as well. I think after you get to a certain point, then it becomes more public. But right now you have to kind of search for it. We're going to reward some folks for subscribing and liking on that as well. We've got some gifts that are coming up because we want to grow that specifically in case if you're interested on information specific to Celebration, which is what we're going to do tonight. So let's talk about some of the upcoming events. Here we go. Don't forget, the porch and yard sale only happens twice a year. So the fall one is October 5th. That is not this upcoming weekend, but the following weekend. And I know from past experience, it takes a while in order to get ready for that. It's from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'll share with you, this town is crazy that day with all kinds of traffic. I know that people start showing up actually earlier than that. If you get your stuff out around 7, you're going to have people that are wanting some access to all the goodies that are for sale on that day. So that is October the 5th. And so now we're September 23rd. September 23rd. The time is flying and it's starting to get cooler around here. And I noticed that there's a competition that is going on. So let's talk about that so that you can be prepared for that as well. There's a Halloween home decorating contest. How cool is that? So Celebration Town Hall is having a competition on the entry period is September 30th through October 13th. So you have a window of time to make nominations. They're looking for best theme, most original, scariest, and harvest. So winners will receive a yard sign to display with pride. I know that's a big deal. A lot of times we're just doing things for the pride of it all, right? And I will say, I hope that I found, let's see, I don't know that it showed up on my slides, but actually I think I do. I'm going to see if I can find, I did take a picture of a house that is in my neighborhood. Yes, let me see if I can share this with you because I already noticed that one of my cool neighbors, who I understand is somebody that helps get everybody on our street organized so that they can decorate for Halloween. And she, of course, is out front sharing stuff already. She was already working on some stuff today. So let me highlight her so everybody knows that we need to get on our A game because people are already started. But look at this. I don't know if you can see, but this is on Runner Oak Street. And what she's done is she's got birds that are all over the house. She's got spiders that are climbing out of the windows. And then on the garage door, I don't know if you can see this, but it says Happy Halloween. This neighbor of ours, just in case if some of you are thinking about moving to Celebration, I'll share with you, Rod and I had taken a house, we had gutted it down pretty much to the studs and had redone it with the preparation in case my father wanted to move in with us. God bless him, he passed away. But in the midst of all this construction and everything, that was the neighbor, many of our neighbors actually, Bob and Susan Rich and some other people, Dennis next door, whatever. But she had brought a special gift and put it on our front porch. And that was the time we were most exhausted, when you're moving and you're boxing and everything. And so what a sweetheart of a lady. And you can see that she's already started decorating for Halloween. All right, let's see. A lot more stuff coming up. What else is going on? Dueling pianos. That's always like a big deal. These fun events that happen in our town. Tuesday, October the 15th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. There's going to be dueling pianos. And Lakeside Park, as you guys know, is cat-a-corner to the Columbia restaurant. The Columbia restaurant in downtown Celebration. You need to show your resident ID. For those of you that don't have that, remember that's been moved over to downtown off of Market Street and Celebration Avenue. That building that has all the columns in the front. I want to say it's 691 Celebration Avenue. It's just a couple of doors down from my office at Florida Motion Realty. So you want to go and make sure you have your photo ID so that you have the opportunity to go to these free events. But dueling pianos, October 15th. How nice is that? 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. So the weather will be nice and cool. You'll be able to sit outside. Maybe you want to bring a picnic basket. But thank you to Town Hall for organizing something like that. You know what? Some of the events that we take for granted, and I think we shouldn't take for granted, and I'd like to bring that up with regard to just some of the extra perks that we have because we live in this great town that was, really thought well ahead of schedule. It even won the Urban Land Institute Town of America. And so, we've got Brightline that we can take, this high-speed train from Orlando International Airport all the way down to Miami if we want, or we can take it to West Palm Beach, or it's just a nice perk. But one of the other perks that we have, guys, hey, Elijah, I was just bragging about you. Thank you so much for being at the helm while I was gone on vacation. So I appreciate you very much. But one of the things that is also a huge perk that many of us forget about by living here is that there's so many people that travel to Orlando specific for convention type of activities. And so I know some people have heard of Comic-Con. There's been, home expos where, just thousands upon thousands, 100,000 people, whatever, can go to the International Drive Convention Center. But something just recently happened, which I was so excited because the Marriott World Center is 7 minutes from Celebration. Excuse me, seven minutes. So I wanted to share, this was very special because there were over 5,500 people that had to fly in to attend an event that took me 7 minutes to get to. 7 minutes to get to. And I really think they're game changers. So if you haven't had the opportunity to watch a TV show called The Chosen, it's one of my very favorite shows. And I've had the opportunity to speak with and meet with a bit with Dallas and also Amanda Jenkins. These people are world changers. This show, unbelievable. And so it was so wonderful. And I just thought we are so blessed to be able to go to an event, like I said, 7 minutes away, have a meeting, see some of the cool stuff that's coming up. And I'll share with you, if you haven't watched The Chosen, it's the story of Jesus, and it really gives a great, cool way to understand and see the relationships of him and the disciples. It's very well done. And so they just announced at this event too, they're going to be doing a series with Moses, and then they're doing something on Acts, and then they have a children's animated show that's coming out, and it's just really beautiful. So once again, just kind of watch and see what kind of events are coming to conventions in Central Florida, because it's a big perk living here in the town of Celebration. So anyway, I have more cool stuff to share about The Chosen at some point when I'm allowed to talk about it. I'd love to share that with you guys. All right. So with regard to other cool stuff, like I said, the Celebration Brewing Company has their grand opening today. So Rod and I were like, oh my gosh, we need to get some footage in order to make sure everybody knows that it's happening. It's down by the brand new Publix, which we call Celebration Point. And here we go. Like I said, this is not D Bellavati produced, so it's not as good as what D does, but we do want to make sure you get to see a little bit about it. So here we go. Hey everybody, today is the grand opening of the Celebration Brewing Company, and as many of you know, as Celebration resident, Frank is the one that opened this. It's been a dream of his for many years with his dad. So Rod and I are getting ready to go inside, and they've actually created a beer called the Bibbidi Bobbidi beer, and that is coming from the fairy godmother of real estate right here in Celebration. So anyway, check it out. We're going to go in, give it a try, and once again, congratulations on your grand opening, Celebration Brewing Company. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of people that are here. There's all kinds of events. They've got live music and food. Look, the place is packed. And this is a Monday night right here in the town that Disney built called Celebration Florida. Exciting. It was so wonderful. Frank from the Celebration Brewing Company created a Bibbidi Bobbidi beer, and it's wonderful with the fairy godmother right here in Celebration. So my understanding is that it's a blonde ale. It has honey, breadcrumbs, and also some citrus in it. This is the first time I'm trying it. Cheers. Rod's going to try it too. That's really good. It's really good. Really good. Very good. So cheers to the Celebration Brewing Company. Make sure you get to go there and try the Bibbidi Bobbidi beer right here in the town that just built. Cheers to Frank and his whole team. Thanks again. Bye.
Oh, here he is, right here. Wait, here's him. He's so great. Everybody, this is the man. The man. He's just, we love him. It's my favorite.
It's magical.
It's magical. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thanks.
So, congratulations. We know how much hard work it is when you open up a business. And like I said, that was really good. Wasn't that cool that they created a beer called Bibbidi Bobbidi? And I think I just wanted to say congratulations to Frank. And like I said, I'll make sure we do something that's a little bit more formal and crisp and everything, because I think it deserves it. But you can see it's quite popular. And Angie, let me see. I see a question from Angie. Thank you. Angie, do you get in free with perks living in Celebration? Great question. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to be a Florida resident and you want to get an annual pass for Disney and probably for Universal Studios too. And what you're going to find is you're going to use it a lot. I think I want to highlight Adam the Woo is a client of ours and friend of ours. And he just did a video. You know, I think Adam, he lives in Celebration. I think he's got like 750,000 followers. And he was talking about, he has a NEV, a neighborhood electric vehicle, and just the ability for us to quickly get on World Drive, which means we don't even have to get on I-4, because when we bought our land in the beginning, we were actually buying our land from Disney themselves. So you can't get any closer. So you've got Celebration, and then you also have Disney Golden Oak. And so those properties are, you know, on Disney property. But you would buy an annual pass, and what you will find is you will actually use it a lot. And what Adam was saying is that the food and wine event is going on right now. So it's very easy with an annual pass to say, I'm just going to go over there for a couple of hours and enjoy it. It's not like when people come in from vacation and they're like, they're only here for a week, and they feel like if they got to get up super early in the morning and stay until super late at night and they're exhausted, they're, you know, having a lot of fun. But sometimes they'll say, I got to take a vacation from my vacation because they just wanted to see everything that they could. And my real estate team, my Realtor Dream team on Wednesday night, you know, they've talked about so many things that happen within a 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle. You could potentially be here for an entire year, and not see everything that we would recommend that you see in Central Florida. You know, Disney in itself, it would take over 30 days for you to be able to see something every day with Disney, because you forget some of the hotels are just, well, the hotels are incredible, right? You know, you go out and the Grand Floridian or Fort Wilderness, you could be at the lodge or you could be at the camping site, but then you've got all the theme parks and the water parks, and you've got Disney Springs and all that. It takes a lot to be able to see all that. Then you add Universal Studios to it, and then you add SeaWorld to it, and then you add downtown Orlando. And so anyway, that's why I just really think if you think Orlando, you're thinking, I want to move to some place that's fun. I want to get to a point in my life now where, you know, after work or whatever you've done, you want to be able to get in your car, or you want to be able to walk to downtown, say Celebration, and just enjoy life. You know, we are very, very blessed in that. And so that's what we're trying to share with you every week on Monday night with regard to Celebration, all the wonderful opportunities that we have here. So anyway, once again, congratulations to Celebration Brewing Company. I wanted to say hi to Amy. I see Amy Brevard that's on. You know, Amy is getting ready to open up a new ice cream parlor in the Island Village section called Scoops. And I think it's going to open in November. So I cannot wait for that. And we'll make sure that we get to talk about that and do some video for her as well. Carolyn, thank you for always being so sweet and watching this. Tim, I see Tim Jackson giving a thumbs up. I so appreciate that as well. So I know a lot of you watch every week because, like I said, if you've missed it up to this point, feel free to watch this again. It will be evergreen on our Near Disney YouTube channel. Please go there, subscribe, and like. But I know a lot of you are watching to get a real estate update with regards to what's going on in the last 7 days, in the market, because we want to make sure that everybody knows. You know, you may want to know as a buyer, but you may also want to know as an owner right now what's going on with the real estate market. And I can share with you that we want to show this so that you can see this is today's MLS. I don't know if you can see it directly, but Dee, my YouTube producer, said it was more important for me to, look at you and explain everything that's going on, but feel free to blow this up if you like. So with regard to this last, from September 23rd, 2024, we have 93 active listings. That's very, very low. Anything under 100 is considered very low. So the inventory is very low here because people, quite honestly, don't like to move away from Celebration, right? So in a normal day, because I've been selling real estate here since the beginning, I'm a founding Celebration resident. If you haven't gotten a chance, please check out our story. My husband is a Disney executive. My daughter works at Universal Studios. We talk about the story, how they can't talk about work at dinner with one another. It's really quite fun. But it was normal to have 440 listings in a normal time period, but not recently. The last 2 years that I've been doing this show, we really haven't gone much higher than 100, maybe 102, 104 is the most. And today there's only 93 active listings. So what this chart is saying to the right, I pull up the last 7 days. So if you follow us every week, you will see here that we have 7 new active listings, 7 new active listings. And I'm happy to report, actually, the 7th active listing is a listing that, let's see, I don't know if we can see our pictures here. Actually, I want to get back to there we go, single agent. There you go. So you can get an idea. So you've got 7 active listings. And then what we want to do is we want to show 4 pendings. So what I say is there's more coming on than going off the market right now. So that helps a bit because actually about 7 days ago, it was only about 90 or 91 listings. And then what we're seeing is there were 3 solds. And then what we show you is what has sold, the highest price that is sold. So if in case you've been out there and you have a listing and you're wondering, hey, my property hasn't sold, sometimes it's helpful to know, hey, the highest priced house that sold in the last 7 days was only 700,000. And maybe that's why you realize it's like, I haven't had any showings. Well, that's not the case this past week. 908 West Park Drive sold. It was actually our listing. Thank you to the sellers. Thank you to the neighbors too, who were so sweet and recommended that the folks list it with us. And you can see it was kind of a smart thing to list with us too, because it was on the market for 1 day. 1 day, because we are so plugged in. We know when people are looking for properties. We know what the price points are. I know this was considered a high price point, but it was well deserved because we know pretty much every house or condo that's in this town. And so it's listed at $1,850,000 and we got $1,850,000. So it was 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths. It was within walking distance of downtown Celebration. It had 4,514 square feet with a pool. And so that price at that square footage ended up being a sales, because sometimes people are looking at price per square foot. That was $409.84 a square foot. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. If you'd like to know pendings, let's go back. Sometimes people say, okay, I want to see what's actually just taking a contract now. So an example, once again, we're very blessed. Thank you again. This property we put on the market, and in 3 days, just talk about average days on the market, this was a 2,149 square foot home. It's in South Village's Celebration. And we listed it at $799,000. Of course, I'll tell you what it sold for once it goes to sold, but we were blessed and had that listing. And once again, it's all about making sure you get your information out there the right way, get the right videos done. Dee Bellavati's out there working with us, getting our videos. Elijah was partnering with me on this as well, getting the right photos, making sure the information's out. Especially, I do encourage buyer agents that are out there. We love to work with buyer agents because we know how hard everybody's working. So anyway, to give you an idea, that's one of the pendings. So anyway, I am super excited just to share and to be back with you guys. And I'm looking forward. I know the weather has gotten cooler here, I've noticed as well, because in California, I think the weather was around 59 degrees. I want to say happy birthday to Jaden Brown out in California. It was like an honorary godson of ours, and he's turning 16 years old today. Write his name down because I think he's going to be a famous soccer player, or actually he might say football player because he's from Australia. But his family's very, very dear to us. So anyway, that sounds like we covered a lot. Unless anybody has any questions. I'm just seeing a lot of people say hello and yes, saying hi. Thank you for, yes, thank you. It is nice to be back. And Elijah did do a good job. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, well, make sure on Wednesday nights you check out the Near Disney YouTube channel so you can see their show. And I will be back on Friday. And I don't see any questions. So anyway, I've taken up a good amount of your time. All right, guys, have a great night. Bye-bye.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's Castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.